Welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal channel. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal are trying to sign Eberechi and a proposed deal has been made for Leandro Trossard to join the package where Arsenal send Leandro Trossard plus cash to Crystal Palace and we get Eberechi. And my reaction when I saw that story, I was like, do not even dare. I like Eberechi. He's one of my favorite players that Arsenal should sign this summer. Obviously, I've always wanted Arsenal to look into the direction of Eberechi. But that swap deal of Eberechi and Trossard and Arsenal adding more cash, it's a little bit baffling to me. Now, for me, when I look at both of them, they have so many things in common, right? Eze is very clinical. Trossard is so clinical. Eze is clutch. Trossard could be clutch. Actually, Trossard is clutch as well. But for me, I just feel like Arsenal need one more year, one more season with the experience of Leandro Trossard. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I just feel that Leandro Trossard should stay at Arsenal by the time September 1st clocks and that window closes. I want your thoughts. I want your opinions. I know many of you would look at this as a very, very good deal. Obviously, Trossard's contract is running down and Arsenal would be adding a valuable player to the deal. And that means that we pay less money. But Trossard, as a Crystal Palace player, not an Arsenal player, it still doesn't ring right in my head. So what's the story? The story is that Arsenal have Arsenal trying to be creative in the signings of Eberechi and Rodrigo. This was reported by the BBC. Sami Makpo said that after signing all these players, they have spent about 200 million and above, that is in euros, on 6 signings. Arsenal now have to be very, very creative when it comes to Rodrigo, when it comes to Eze. It is gonna take a few tweaks and turns. It's gonna take a few bendings and this and that in order to get these deals done. And I don't have a problem with that. Guess what? I don't have a problem with that. My problem is how creative are we willing to go, and what is the kind of creativity that are Arsenal really going to try to implement? If it is Trossard, don't touch him. There are so many players that Arsenal could add to this deal, realistically and hypothetically, that we're going to talk about. That's why for me, Eze and Trossard is a no-chance deal. Don't even dare to do it. But I also understand where Arsenal are really coming from. And especially with a sporting director like Andre Bata, he's looking at this situation and he's like, losing Trossard on a free in just a few months' time, or adding him to a Crystal Palace deal where we get Eberechi, which is better. And honestly, although I don't want to agree, although I don't want to accept it, Eze going this side and Trossard going the other way, and Arsenal don't risk losing him or losing Trossard on a free, is actually a much better deal. I don't even want to lie. But I think there are a few questions that we've got to ask here. And I think question number one, does Leandro Trossard really want to leave Arsenal? Now, in the morning, we talked about it, and there were stories that Leandro Trossard really wants to leave Arsenal. He's considering his future. There were rumors as well that he had agreed personal terms with Fenerbahce. They were giving him a very good wage, and Fenerbahce had approached Arsenal. Now, those rumors were quickly turned down by Jacobs and Fabrizio, and this guy said, listen, Arsenal are in talks with Fenerbahce, and Fenerbahce have not agreed personal terms with Trossard, and they don't even have Leandro Trossard as as part of the players they're monitoring, right? They don't have him as part of the players they're monitoring, and then we're like, okay, Trossard maybe doesn't want to leave, but I don't think all outlets would actually lie about this. That's the truth. I think there is an element of truth when it comes to maybe Trossard wanting to leave. I think there's a very, very big possibility that Trossard is not an Arsenal player by the end of the season. So, should Arsenal do this deal? Should Arsenal walk into negotiations with Crystal Palace to swap Trossard and Eze? If he wants to go, if Trossard 100% is saying, I want to go, I don't want to be part of this Arsenal team anymore, I want to go and experience something else, right? Then that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. And if Trossard agrees to be part of the deal, then I think we have little to do apart from honoring his wish, letting him go, and playing football elsewhere. That's number one. Number two, the only condition that, under which Arsenal do this is if we cannot sell Trossard abroad. Because for me, he's one of those players I'd never ever in my life want to meet again. He's a lethal striker. He's a lethal clinical striker of the ball. Sell him abroad, get 20 million, add 20 million to that, send 40 million to Crystal Palace, and maybe a